So I was casually playing Girl Garden, server hopping, trying to find some trades. You know my deal for those trading montages. And I came across someone with this garden. Obviously, this wouldn't be the type of person who would want to trade with me because, well, they got Titanic Rainbow Peacocks, Titanic Rainbow Hagedilos, a ton of stuff. And they were hatching these eggs like crazy. Huge Titanic Mimic. And that gave me the idea to make this type of video. These are some of the best tips in Grow Garden. And the first one leads to using at least bald eagles or blood kiwis. I can't stress this enough. I see these pro players, or they think they're pro players, but they're not using bald eagles. They're not using blood kiwis. You don't understand how OP these are. These drastically reduce the egg hatch time, and it might seem simple to some of you, but to some people it is not. Blood kiwis and bald eagles are extremely OP. And to end the debate, bald eagles are better for the current Grow Garden because you can place down more eggs. So yes, max out your egg slots, which I know I also need to do it, but make sure you go and do that. Go on to random servers, go into the trading plaza, and just try to find trades for those high level pets if you don't have them, which I'll talk about later in the video on how to get those. But yeah, you need to max out your egg slots and be using bald eagles and blood kiwis. Because what we noticed with... Oh, wait, they just left. But what you would have noticed is they had bald eagles down. Yes, it was a rainbow one, but we'll talk about that in a second. The next thing you have to be doing is ascending. How painful it is. By you ascending is going to make you extremely, extremely OP in Grow Garden. Basically, I gotta do my Ascension for today, which I am kind of far behind on. But they did make Ascensions a lot easier. See, I just need an orange tulip. That's easy enough, right? So I'm gonna confirm. Boom, I got my 10 tokens. And what you really want to get from this shop is the egg capacity slots and the pet inventory. After that, you can go for like the ascended fence and the save slot. It really doesn't matter from there. But you need to make sure you're ascending because it is just too OP not to do, and it's just so easy now. Now, no, it sounds self-explanatory, but I know I said get the extra egg slots, but you also want to get the extra pet slots and the extra petty inventory ones. These are so very important, guys, and you cannot overlook using them. So highly recommend, if you are not using them, use them and buy them. Guys, if you ever need pet inventory slots from like high age pets, comment down below. Maybe I can do a giveaway of some for you guys. But yes, make sure you are using that to your advantage. Now, something I have heard almost no one talk about. And that is, well, we already know that there's the tier 2 of this shop, where you can get the rare seeds, the rarer version of the seed shop seeds. And how you do this is you have to feed Sam something. So you have to get this friendship level higher. I already fed him for today, but just pretend I didn't. Have 24 hours. Feed him. A lot of people know about that, and you can get rare seeds. But come over to Raphael here, and there is a egg shop 2. Which is pretty cool. Something like that. So, yeah. Make sure you are feeding him. Because you can also get this egg incubator over here. Which it is very, very slow. But the idea of it, I think, is to actually just work over time. But it kind of works. It kind of works okay. So, yeah. Make sure you are feeding both NPCs. Very, very important. So that you can get those extra little rewards. Next thing you need to do now is work on your achievements. And what achievements in particular? Well, those are the core pet achievements. So you just go over here and you want to make sure you are doing these. I am over halfway done, but I need to really start getting down on these. But you get an egg incubator, and it's a little different than this one, so I'm assuming it's going to be much better. A pet shard rainbow and a mega lollipop. Not sure what the mega lollipop does, but while completing these tasks, you also get insane rewards. Like the pet pouch, which is times 10. The machine thing, which brings down the machine time. So when you put a pet into the mutation machine, you can actually reduce the time by it. And I actually should be placing mine down right now. Looks a little something like this, and it's extremely, extremely OP. Reduces the time by 10 minutes. And that's just from the collect all. And then there's the common achievements where you can get level up lollipops, eggs, more lollipops. You can get the pet shard gold, which is insane. So make sure you are completing your core pet achievements, which I will be doing very shortly. Next thing you have to be doing right now, and this is before you care about trying to get a kitsune or a raccoon. You need a pet team. A pet team that you're not going to trade away unless you're getting an insane overpay, that you use to level up pets that work good and efficiently. What I mean by that could be blood owls, that could be capybaras, whatever is in your budget, that's what you're going to use, and you're going to level up pets extremely quickly with that. Because that's actually how you get rich and grow a garden. And I really need to start doing this. Let's say I have a kitsune here. Simple old kitsune. Now let's say I get shiny on it. Doesn't change the value. Inverted doesn't change the value. Iron skin doesn't really change the value. I get golden. Okay, the value goes up by like a dragonfly, mimic, something like that. I get rainbow. That goes up by raccoons at that point. I get mega. I'm getting insane overpays. I'm telling you, right now, if you invest in a quick leveling team, now that could look like a 28 kg French Rat Ferret and a Rainbow Titan Peacock. Or that could just be a few French Rat Ferrets, a few Blood Owls, and a few Capybaras. Whatever it looks like, you just need a team. Because if you can level up pets quickly, you can get those pet slots. And you can trade those pet slots because people need those. You can also level up your pets quickly to gain additional value. And I bet you the person with the 2 Rainbow Hatch Dilos, which were godly, easily can get a max level pet in like a few minutes. Like, I'm not joking. Like, it was insane. Go to the beginning of the video, zoom in, slow it down. By far the richest person in Grow Garden I've ever seen, at least. Next thing you need to start doing in Grow Garden, and we're coming down to the last few, but it is actually going to be crafting. And what do you mean by crafting? Well, not just crafting your old spray, your old reclaimers, doesn't really matter, but there's something called the honey merchant in the game. And there's the queen bee pet, and there's other, like, similar pets with similar abilities. What I'm going to start doing, which I know is going to make me insanely rich, is I'm going to start placing down a bunch of carrots, just like these, which I'm using currently for the garden guide, and I'm just going to AFK while I'm out and about doing whatever, and I'm going to collect a ton of pollinated mutations, and I'm going to leave those all in my garden until the honey merchant comes. Then I'm going to collect all those, feed them to the honey merchant, and I'm going to buy as many eggs as I can, as many seed packs as I can. Just buy out the entire shop. You'll easily be able to do that, and you'll have a ton of honey. Then you might only be able to get like 1 egg. Well, you go to the crafting table, you go here, and what can you do? You can craft some anti-bee eggs really cheap, or if you want it, you can craft a pack bee. Crafting a few pack bees might not be the worst thing. They don't have much value or demand. Well, they have value, just not a lot of demand. But you can actually get a bunch of anti-bee eggs from this. And, well, if you don't know, the anti-bee egg has the tarantula hawk. If you get that Titanic, worth a ton. And it has an extremely good ability. And that brings me back. If you have a quick leveling team and you get a bunch of tarantula hawks and you get them rainbow, whoa. Those are really good, especially if they're decent enough KG. By using brontosauruses, kois, and a few other pets, which I'll talk about in a second, you are in luck because they work really good. And it can be really cheap to get these compared to a peacock, and has a similar ability, just not as good. But you're going to see that it might actually be better than most people think. So yes, that is very important. Crafting stuff and using your queen bees. I know not everybody has a queen bee, like I'd have 3, but you can use honeybees. It really doesn't matter. Alright, the next and second to last tip I have for you guys for today's video is going to be using kois, using seals, and using brontosauruses. Telling you this makes you rich. Seals, if you don't know the ability of seals, basically lets you, when you sell a pet, have a chance to get the egg version of the pet back. Super OP. You use enough seals, you can get that up to like 50% chance, which is wild. Then you have your kois, which you can get up to like a 30% chance of getting the egg back once you open it. So you open an egg and it will immediately place it down. And then we have the brontosauruses, which increase the kg of a hatched pet. That doesn't mean you would get won't increase it so much that you get a huge pet, but when you do get a huge pet, it is really, really huge, like Titanic. Now, the last tip I have for you guys for today's video is liking and subscribing to the King Flag channel. And I'm not saying this, to promote myself, but obviously I'm trying to. But I do value guides, and they are some of the most accurate value guides for Grow Garden, and you will find good trades, and you will find W trades doing so. So please like and subscribe and turn on those post notifications. And that is all I have for you guys for today's video. And as always, if you found this video helpful, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.